get mine. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. Aight, then I'm gone. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. Aight, then I'm gone. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. Aight, then I'm gone. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. You get yours, I get mine. Aight, then I'm gone. Movie screens, then life's the biggest production, and it's a bitch with a big appetite for seduction. All of a sudden, niggas busting for a big introduction.
Hey y'all, this is Daniel. Welcome to Blunt Talk, baby. How we doing? This is the season 2. You know how it is. This is the second installment of our season 2 of the Blunt Talk podcast series. Thank you for joining us. This episode today, we're going to be doing a lot of basketball. So my basketball heads, stick around. Well, without further ado, let me get my guest for today is my boy Dontae, aka Thatboythegoat. How we doing, Dontae?
What up, Dan? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I am chilling. I played basketball today, got some buckets up, got a crazy couple blocks, and I was chilling. It was a good basketball day, not gonna lie. How about you, my brother?
Was it for the question, was it pickup?
Yeah, we were doing 5-on-5 pickup with the squad from like the park over here.
Okay.
Yeah. We try to do like at least 2 times a week for 5-on-5. So
yeah, gotta stay active. Got to. Yeah.
Have you been balling since like the pandemic or the quarantine started?
I try not to, but I miss it, bro. I have to ball.
That's what I'm saying. I feel you. Now, for me at first, like I don't know around where you at, but down here in Virginia, at the start, every court had no hoops, like no rims, and I was like,
they took the rims off the court. Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro, you basically took the thing I love the most, and I was like, all right. But we battled through it, and then like not even 3 months after this, it started. At least here, they put them back, and then it was like precautions, just staying clean and everything. But trying to get back to the hoops and just doing exercise again, that was very clutch for me, to be honest.
Yeah, of course, you gotta exercise. Like the pandemic, we just sit in the house most of the time. Gotta do something.
You gotta do something at least. Like that was the craziest thing. No sports either. Thank God sports came back, or then it would have been a different story, not just for us, but even other people too, I feel like.
Yeah, like the no basketball, that did me. Like, I was like, bro, we're not going to play basketball anymore. We're not even going to watch it, at least.
Exactly. It's part of our DNAs, bro. It's like, we've never been, like, it's kind of crazy for, like, our generation, and not just our generation, but nowadays, there hasn't been something like this in so long that's been, like, stopped the whole world. No sports, no anything. So I feel like everyone was at the same place, like in the same mindset, my bad. Like, wow, what are we doing now? We can't do the sport we love, and we can't watch it either. So
yeah, that's really crazy. We was in a crazy situation. Crazy.
But are you working right now? Are you still with school? How what's up with you? How's that going, G?
Yeah, I'm still working, still in school. I go to I don't know if I told you, I go to Stockton now though.
You go to Stockton now?
Yeah.
That's a good school. I've heard about Stockton in Jersey. Yeah. All right, that's good. How much do you got a year left, or you got semesters left?
I got 2 semesters left. Well, this semester.
That's good. That's good, my G. You got this already. Like you're 75% in. Okay, I hope everything's going good for you.
Yeah, I'm done.
Word. So, without further ado, we're going to start the first topic of the podcast. Well, the NBA Finals just happened, and I was on like a hibernation, I guess you could call it. I ended my first season, so I didn't get really much of a chance to talk about how it ended. So, what's your first thoughts on LeBron getting this 4th ring for him and like if I'm not mistaken, the 17th one for the Lakers now? What's your opinion on that?
First, like for a franchise to win 17 times on all the great players that came through there, like that's ridiculous. Like, all the great players like Kobe, Magic, everybody won when they played there. Every superstar. So it's like he had to win.
It's part of the dynasty, the legacy. I feel like it's like a fraternity if you think about it. It's like you play for the Lakers, you're one of the greatest players of all time. You gotta get them a ring.
Have to get one at least. So,
are you happy with the result, or are you like you wish it would be a better series? Do you think it was a good enough series for finals?
For the finals, I'm gonna say no. I would have liked to see Boston and LA. Honestly, that would have been interesting.
A matchup with all the pieces Boston has.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Be honest, from 1 to 10, how much confidence did you think, how much confidence did you have on Miami actually making it this far to the finals this year?
Like before the season started?
Yeah. Once before the
No,
bubble started, like
before the bubbles, I had no faith in them making the finals. I was so set on either Boston or Milwaukee. Like I was so set on one.
my mind was. I feel you. My mind was on either team. The only teams I could have thought about in the moment was like Milwaukee, Toronto, and Boston.
Oh yeah,
And then Toronto and Boston got
Toronto.
matched up. So I was like, okay, Toronto can't do nothing about it. That's going to go 7 and probably Boston won. And I was right. I did not expect them to beat my Milwaukee in 5
Yeah,
games. I was kind of taken aback. I've been repping Milwaukee super hard since the bubble started. And it fell flat in my face. So I was like, damn, Giannis, you did me dirty.
yeah. He got to expand his game or something. Like he needed another piece. He needed to expand his game or something.
They need to
I
do
feel like
something. Because
they
it's
could
kind
do.
of it's interesting though. Hey, Giannis at least is trying now to work on his 3-point.
Yeah,
He's shooting them a little more consistently than they was originally. It's
yeah,
a small improvement. If he keeps going on that, you never know, man. He could become like a crazy, like in baseball they use the term 5-tool player when they can
mhm,
do everything. I don't know what would be the equal to basketball, but Giannis, if he develops that jump shot, he'd be able to do everything.
yeah. He's crazy. 6'11". He's really a 6'11" point guard. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's ridiculous, bro. Like imagine getting matched up against a 6'11" point. Like what are you supposed to do? Like
I don't know what I would be able to do if you told me and pick up basketball, I had to guard Giannis for the next game. I don't know how I would react to that, bro.
it's crazy.
Honestly, he's a freak of nature. Like, no pun intended for his nickname, but like he generally is crazy how he can do like arrow steps from the 3-point line. I'd be
Yeah,
shocked. I'd be in awe of seeing
yeah,
this.
yeah. He lives up. He definitely lives up to his nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah, by far.
What do you think this affects LeBron's legacy? And like, what does this do to him? Because my viewpoint on this is he still's got 4 rings now. That doesn't do much, but I feel like it cements his legacy even more. Like he's not going down or up, but he's
Yeah,
like securing a spot at least. And that does
yeah.
that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. That's how I feel too. I feel like getting his ring. I don't think it did anything for his legacy. Like honestly, like yeah, it's just another accomplishment at the end of the day.
Mhm.
But like, I don't think it did anything good or bad for him. Like, because he was already his legacy was cemented before
Yeah,
he went there. So it's like it wasn't. And he's already like what 30, 35,
it's
36?
35 to 37 around
Yeah,
that age gap, and I'm like,
yeah,
something I want to be very honest when I say this, because like when I saw like a couple years ago LeBron finally go to the Lakers, I was like, he's kind of old. That's probably a good retirement spot or something,
yeah,
right? He's not gonna try to win. He'll try to make him to the playoffs or something. He'll push for something, but I
mm,
didn't think they were gonna try to go for like a ring,
yeah,
like it was life or death type situation. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
see them be able to pull in less than a year, do the Anthony Davis trade, give up all those young pieces, and then they managed to get a ring.
yeah. I was shocked at the
It's
amount
kind
of
of
pieces they
crazy.
gave up. They gave up so much for AD, which I
It
mean,
worked.
it worked out.
We
It worked
can't
out.
say it didn't work. The
Yeah,
results here is clear. The
yeah.
problem is it actually like, because how many? I think they traded 4 or 5 picks. Am I bugging? Like it was 4 or
I
5
think it
picks,
was
bro.
4 or 5. Yeah.
And I know
Will,
it's a mix. Like you can tell
Josh
me, oh, it's
Hart,
not that
and-
many first rounders, bro. Picks are picks at the end of the day. You never
yeah,
know who that kid can be. Like they give up picks that were for like years for like a kid that's entering high school now, in 9th grade, probably get drafted at that year. That's kind of crazy to me. But
that's crazy. They gave up Bronny basically. They gave up Bronny.
yeah, I never thought about that. That is kind of true. You do
Yeah,
hear that LeBron wanted to I don't know when or where he said it, but I think it was an interview, and he was like, I want to retire after I get a season at least to play either with or against my son in the league.
that's
That's
crazy.
He'd be
That's
like
another
40,
four
bro.
or 5 years. Yeah, that's crazy.
Because I get Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan played a 40, 41. Nowitzki played to his high 30s, but they were more standstill
Yeah,
guys. So I don't know. Unless LeBron becomes a post guy and more like point guard, I'm gonna just take care of the offense and AD you do everything go crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't think LeBron can keep the motor up. We've been wrong before because
yeah,
like this man's like a machine with it. But another thing I wanted to say for his legacy is that he still got one more year with AD. What
yeah.
happens if he wins another one next year? he ties Kobe. How that would be such a rupture in like the NBA like fans. I don't know, because people would be like, "No way, LeBron's got 5." Like, what do you think? Do you think he's got a chance to get another one?
Honestly, I do. Like, there's a lot of like trade rumors that's going around. So, like, if they pull off, honestly, all right, here's what
Derrick
I
Rose.
think. If they pull off, yeah, either the Derrick Rose or if they find a way to get Chris Paul to the
That'd be
Clippers, I mean
insane,
to
bro.
the Lakers, it's
Bro,
over, bro. It's
bro,
over.
I was thinking about that like yesterday when I was on Bleacher Report. I was seeing, I was like, I tried to do the math in my head. I was like, okay, Chris Paul contract is huge.
Yeah,
Lakers salary cap situation is not the best, so they would have to trade. They would have to trade the whole kitchen sink at it, like at least to like get the salaries to match. Because you could do something. Well, you can't say Green; he's opting out, but Green
yeah,
had like a double digit like salary. You know what I'm trying to get at? So you would
yeah.
have to done like something like Danny Green, Alex
Gotta,
Caruso,
gotta give up
Bill
Kuzma.
McGee,
Yeah,
like at least try to match like the salary. And it's hard. You're gonna have to give picks, and like we just talked literally seconds ago.
yeah,
How are they gonna really get picks?
yeah, exactly. So,
So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. It's definitely interesting because I was watching First Take the other day,
mm,
and this man Stephen A. Smith's like, "You guys think the Lakers got it like handed to them like it's like the keys to the city?" No, bro. The Warriors are coming back next year.
yeah,
There's Brooklyn, and I was like, okay,
I,
that's a really good point. We got teams coming next year. We don't know exactly if they'll gel or not, but hey, if Steph Curry starts cooking like and Klay Thompson too back in the day,
yeah.
it could
And
be a
they got
problem.
top 2 pick. They picked second in the draft, I think. Yeah,
Exactly. And
yeah.
I've heard both sides reports, like people saying they're going to trade it. People are saying
Mhm.
they might use it. If I'm the Warriors, low-key, you should trade it and get like a good wing player or like a really good big, at least that'd be like in mid 80s ratings in 2K like speak. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Did you hear about this trade? The Warriors was talking about trading the second pick, Wiggins, and someone off the bench for Embiid. What would you think about that?
I heard Jay Williams say that too. Yo, hold on. Problem is this.
That's crazy.
You don't really lose that much for Embiid. And
Yeah.
Embiid could be, because age-wise, Embiid could be the one to take over like the keys of the Warrior dynasty once Curry and Clay retire. That
Mhm.
is a good trade, but I feel like they'll still have to give away a couple picks to make that happen, low-key.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like besides the second pick, because that's still a high coveted pick. But you seen the way the game's changed, like in sense of the trade negotiations. Like teams now are giving up picks after picks.
Every year. Yeah.
Not like it's kind of gotten more crazier, more valuable. So I feel like the Sixers will be very like what's the word I'm trying to use? Not I don't know the word, but like they're gonna be like, bro, we want three draft picks first.
Yeah.
That's first offer we're gonna take.
Demanding. They'll be too
Yeah,
demanding.
that'd be too demanding with it.
Yeah.
Too greedy. Greedy was the word I wanted to use specifically.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Like, because all right, we got Miami being able to get it to the finals and the Lakers getting to the finals too. LeBron wins a tip. What happens after this? Like, do you think there's gonna be something happening the off season because of this? Is there gonna be a chain reaction? Because I heard many things. Oh, they're gonna trade Paul George. Oh, Denver's gonna add this. Oh, Washington trades Beal like this. Like, what do you think is gonna happen just because LeBron won a ring?
Because LeBron won a ring in the West, the Clippers is going to try to make a big move for somebody. I'm not sure if they're going to trade Paul George or just let it rock out for another year. But the Clippers are going to try something because LA just won and they did.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Clippers, they're going to make the biggest move in the offseason.
They need to do something because they got 1 year left on both Paul George and Kawhi's contracts, and you're just gonna make yourself look very ridiculous, to be honest with you, if you don't do anything this year. And then at the end of the day, like Paul George leaves or Kawhi leaves, you gave up so many picks and did so many like power moves for that transaction. Doc Rivers left, bro, and now it's what's his name, the guy from Tyronn Lue.
Yeah.
Tyronn Lue. Now it's gonna be interesting. He's got the insight on LeBron. You know what I mean, my brother?
Yeah, he do.
Let's see how that goes, yo. You got any like last thoughts or any last comments you want to say on like the section of NBA Finals talk?
Not the finals, but what if question for you? What if your guy Brad Beal goes to the Clippers or the Lakers?
You know where I'm hoping Bradley Beal goes to, yo? I'm
Where?
hoping he goes to the Denver Nuggets, yo. Get Jamal Murray, Bradley Beal, and Jokic. I got that on my league on 2K this year. Bro, it's nice. But Bradley Beal to the Lakers, that's just like giving them 2 straight rings like that. And if you give him to the Clippers, I'm not gonna guarantee that it's a championship automatically because I want to see what they give up. Because if you get like the Lakers have more leeway in the sense that if the Lakers give up pieces, there's nothing besides AD and LeBron that you're gonna be like, all right, Kuzma, like really? I get Kuzma's nice, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have to get Bradley Beal, you'll give up Kuzma. So that's my opinion on that. But honestly, I would like to see Beal on another team where he could get more of an offensive touches. Not like because if you bring him to either LA teams, I feel like he becomes third fiddle.
True. Yeah.
Like, I feel like for him to be truly impactful, man scored 30-plus points this last season. Like, you get what I'm saying? He's just a scorer. He's going to need the ball. So if Jamal and Jokic, for example, aren't cooking that day, you get that third person.
Yeah.
That's my viewpoint. How about you? Do you think he should go to Lakers or Clippers or like another team?
I think that's the move the Clippers is going to try to make. They'll have to give up Pat Bev and Lou Williams for sure. But I think they would do that, though.
I can see that, but the Wizards are gonna have to ask for a pick at least too. Yeah. They're gonna have to get their money.
They're gonna ask for just more.
They just paid him they gave him the Godfather on contract offer, like super extension for Beal. He's got like 4 or 5 years left on his contract. You're gonna have to give something up.
Yeah, they gotta give everything up.
Now we're gonna go on to our second and last topic of this episode. Basically, I had run a NBA 2K simulation of the all-time teams for each franchise in the league. And now this is the playoff brackets. We're going to be basically discussing them and what we think is going to go. And we're going to do our predictions and see who's the champion. So we're going to get it out of the way. We're going to do both playing games because I wanted to like recreate the bubble. I wanted to recreate the bubble. And you're going to see why because of the matches. But like, honestly, I wanted to. So let's start off. Let's start off with, why don't we start up in the East? Let's go Chicago Bulls all-time team versus the Cleveland Cavaliers all-time team.
They're the 8th and 9th seed.
They're the 8th and 9th seed. They did not do good in the simulation. I was shook. And in my notes here, I got Chicago being sleeper team because there's a reason.
Yeah, there's definitely the reason. They have prime Derrick Rose.
You got Michael Jordan with Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and Artis Gilmore. That's your starting lineup. That is insane. And on the bench, you got people like Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, Carlos Boozer. What's his name? BJ Armstrong. He can still shoot. They got some pieces. It's not like they're completely trash. You know what I'm saying?
And they still got Jimmy Butler off the bench.
Jimmy Butler. If you got Jimmy Butler on the bench, bro, that's crazy. He's like your 6th man easily.
Wow. So all right. So if I had to pick, I would give the edge. The edge is definitely in Chicago.
It's a one-playing game. I give it to Chicago because I see Cleveland's side, and they got both Mark Price and Kyrie, 2 crazy guards. They're crazy guards. Okay, I'll give you that. And you get Brad Daugherty as your center and power forward. I'm blanking who their power forward would be, but I just don't think they would be that much of a matchup against Chicago.
Yeah, not against Chicago.
Nah, Brad Daugherty isn't a good defender or like rim protector. That's the word I wanted to use, rim protector. So like besides him, you got Agauskas who's gonna help you with the post, like, or anyone that's driving. They technically starting Brad Daugherty as a power forward and their center is Sajunas Agauskas.
Well, that's too big. That's definitely too big.
Yeah, that'll be okay. That'll be a little better for defense, but I still feel like Jordan will fly through the air against them.
It's Jordan.
LeBron will put up a fight, but LeBron's supporting cast is in the same supporting cast for Chicago. Are we going to agree with that? Or
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give Chicago the win here, and they'll move on to face the Boston Celtics in the first round. We'll get into that in a second. Now, how about the 8th seeded San Antonio Spurs with a 40-42 record against the Denver Nuggets with a 39-43 record?
Ooh,
I'm gonna just let you know this starting lineup for San Antonio's got to be Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. You get George Gervin, Tim Duncan, and David Robinson, and you can either switch George Gervin with Kawhi Leonard if you want to. Now,
wow. And they made they made the eighth or
I'm
ninth.
telling you, man, these rosters are so stacked. I'm
Wow.
surprised at these results. I'm not like I'm
And
confused.
you can't forget you got Ginobili off the bench.
Well, you actually be starting Ginobili as a shooting guard.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of any shooting guard that would be better than Ginobili like that. Unless you
Yeah.
want to do George Gervin and Kawhi Leonard as the two guard and small forward, and then bring Ginobili out of the bench. You could do that too.
Yeah. San Antonio is stacked, bro.
And then you get Denver. Denver's really pretty much Nikola Jokic. You get Carmelo Anthony, Alex English, Allen Iverson, David Thompson. You know David Thompson from back in the day, Skywalker.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like the battles against George Gervin and everything. Because I'm a big ABA. Like them two. Like them two were crazy back in the day. Have you ever seen basketball? I think Basketball Love Story or Basketball is Love or Life or something like that. It's on ESPN Plus. It's basically like it's like 70 episodes of documentary like series of just like old school information about basketball, and it goes through all the way to like current era too. It's pretty lit. I got a lot of basketball knowledge. Thanks to that.
I definitely gotta watch it.
Yeah, but Denver. I mean, they got what's his name? What's his point guard? I'm blanking. Not Chauncey Billups would be up there, but I feel like in this matchup, Carmelo Anthony and Alex English and David Thompson, they're just gonna play small ball against a team with Tim Duncan and David Robinson. It's not gonna work out. I gotta give it to my boy San Antonio.
San Antonio, especially if this is like the one game format, like how
exactly.
San Antonio.
One game, first game, I gave it to San Antonio. If they got all-time coaches and Greg Popovich is the coach, bro, I've even more sold, bro. Even more sold. So we got him facing the Lakers. You want to start off with the East or the West for the first round?
We could do the West. We could do the West.
West?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna start in order from like you get the 61-21 Lakers versus the newly winners San Antonio Spurs. Now Lakers starting lineup is crazy. You get this man Magic Johnson. I don't know if you ever heard of Magic Johnson. I don't think Magic's is even his real name, but that's what they call him. You get this man Kobe Bryant and Jerry West on the wings, and then you just alternate between Wilt Chamberlain, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's over. There's nothing you can do about that.
You really can't do much about that. I'm gonna say, should we even say sweep? Like, or is like, do you think it will go at least 5 games? A gentleman's sweep?
I think it will go 5. San Antonio will get 1 off. Yeah,
right. We'll give the Lakers the advance. We'll advance the Lakers.
Is LeBron on the all-time Lakers team too?
Well,
does he count?
I don't know. Should we even count him? Because I feel like the Lakers are so stacked. If you give him LeBron, it's a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Because, all right, tell me, do you start Kobe? Do you start LeBron? Or do you bench Jerry West and put Kobe and LeBron?
I would do that. Put Jerry West off the bench.
Okay.
Kobe, LeBron,
man. So they just become God tier. They were like on S tier. They were on now and they're on God tier or something.
Yeah.
How about this matchup? You got Houston, who are 55-27. The starting lineup is James Harden, Clyde Drexler, Tracy McGrady, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Yao Ming.
Ooh.
And they're facing Portland's starting lineup, which is Dame Lillard, Clyde Drexler, Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Bill Walton. And Bill Walton's the only guy that got him a title.
I feel like because of Portland's offense, that would go probably 6 or 7.
That's a long series. There's no denying that that's going to be a long series. No matter what your opinion on who wins, it's a long series.
It's definitely going either 6 or 7. But the edge, to me, is Houston. You got Yao Ming, Hakeem. Like, it's not much you could do down there with them, too.
Bro, they got the Kimbe off the bench, bro.
Yeah.
Like, their defense is going to be so up there, elite. The one thing I'd say is with starting 3 shooting guards and 2 centers, your bench rotation might be a little iffy. But you can also make the argument if you're playing 3 guys of the same position, you can just take 1 or 2 of them out and keep one of them because you already got that position locked. You get?
Exactly.
I don't know if I explained that right, but you know what I mean.
No, yeah,
It's not always going to be 10-man rotations. It depends.
Yeah.
But Portland, you're right. Portland's offense is going to be very deadly with those guys. You got Litter with the shots. Clyde Drexler's going to drive mid-range. He's going to do his thing. He even got a little bit of a post game. You got Brandon Roy. People forget Brandon Roy was the dog. He was one of my favorite players back in the day when I first started watching.
Yeah, he's a straight killer on that court.
He was. I'm sad he got injuries, but there's nothing you can do. But for those couple years he was in Portland, he deserves his credit. But I'll agree with you. I'll give Houston the nods. I feel like their bigs are better than the other guys' bigs. The guard and the wings, like a little even, but I feel like the bigs determine a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, like 6-7 games?
6 or 7.
I'll say 6. I'll say 6.
Okay.
Next matchup, we got the Clippers, who were 53-29, against the Sacramento Kings, who were 45-37. Let me go real quick over the Los Angeles Clippers. You start with Chris Paul. You can go with Paul George as your shooting guard, Kawhi Leonard as your small forward, power forward Blake Griffin, and center Bob McAdoo.
Wow. No, that's
all right. Like, you know what I mean? That's not nothing to be messing with. And then when you get Sacramento, first thing you gotta realize is there's one guy who was like the king of the triple-double. You know what I'm saying? This guy, Oscar Robertson, back in the day when he was playing for the Cincinnati Kings, Rochester Kings. I don't even think it was in Sacramento when this man was playing.
The Royals or something like that.
Royals? Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. I almost messed that up. The Royals. You're right. The Cincinnati Royals. Yeah. Then he got traded to Milwaukee, but he was like the one and only reason that team was like, what's the word I want to use? Relevant, I guess. You know what I'm trying to get at? Like it's thanks to Oscar Robertson. I'm looking at their lineup right now. They got Oscar Robertson, Nate Archibald as their shooting guard. I mean, actually, we can put R. Robertson as shooting guard. Yeah. You got Jerry Lucas and Chris Webber being two bigs for them. No real center as a starting lineup, unless no, I'm bugging. You can do Chris Webber and DeMarcus Cousins as the center.
Yeah.
And do you want to do Mitch Richmond as a small forward, or do you want to put like Peja Stojakovic as their small forward?
Ooh, I forgot about Peja. Ooh.
Because you can put Peja to help you with the shooting if you want.
Yeah. Peja. Yeah, go Peja.
Let's go with Peja. Okay. So in a matchup when I got a team with defenders like Kawhi, Chris Paul, and PG, and then looking at Sacramento,
it's hard to go against.
Robertson's going to be like too much for Chris Paul. I'm going to be honest with my opinion. I feel like Robertson would be a little bit too much for Chris Paul. And Bob McAdoo, DeMarcus Cousins isn't the greatest defensive center. Bob McAdoo would probably bust his ass on the post like play after play.
But DeMarcus could get him back as well, though.
That's what I'm saying. This is an interesting matchup we already got here. Because I feel like this is very even. I don't think it's blowout. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely not a blowout to me.
They both don't have the greatest benches, in my opinion. Because for the Clippers, you got people like Corey Maggette, Elton Brand, like Word Be Free. But it's not like you got like they're not the greatest team, obviously. So I could say Clippers in 7. I could also see Kings in 7. I don't know. What do you think? Talk to me.
I just seen Kawhi and Paul George fold this year though, so that would make me
exactly. That's the problem. But like
Kings in 7 because of that.
Okay. Hey, actually, why not? I'll go with you on that. Let's go Kings in 7. I'll go with you on that, honestly. So we got the next round's going to be Houston and Kings, and then we're going to do the matchup for the Lakers now for the next round. You get the 50-32 Utah Jazz, John Stockton, Pistol Pete Maravich, Adrian Dantley, Karl Malone, my big boy, my favorite NBA 2K player, Mark Eden, 7'4". He'll block everything. He's the defensive player of the year like 2 years in a row, I think, back in when he would play for Utah. Against the 5th-seeded Golden State Warriors.
Ooh.
2K's got KD on the bench, bro. Can you explain that to me? I think they're doing Rick Barry and Chris Mullin, bro.
Are you serious? KD is coming.
Last time I checked when I was playing 2K. I'm gonna check right now while we talk. But obviously they got Steph Curry, right?
Steph,
Klay Thompson and Will Chamberlain's your center. I feel like starting lineup wise, that's pretty deadly. And you got people like Mitch Richmond and what's his name, Tim Hardaway off your bench too. Draymond Green, like when he was like 87 rated at least, like back in the early rounds for them. Like
Davis. Oh yeah.
David Lee low-key deserves a mention. David Lee low-key deserves a mention, I feel like. Manute Bol. Did he play for the Warriors? I think he played for the Warriors, right?
He did.
I'm pretty sure Manute played for the Warriors.
He did.
Let's see. Against the Warriors are playing Utah. I really love Utah. They're my favorite 2K team for the all-time teams. If we ever mess around and play with them. But like, you gotta put it up with bench to bench. If you got KD on the bench, I feel like the Warriors got this low key.
Yeah.
Okay, now they gave KD a higher rating. Okay, so you're starting. It's Steph, Clay, Rick Barry, and KD, and Will Chamberlain. Yeah. Baron Davis. You said Baron Davis earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
Nate Thurman too. Nate Thurman, bro. Okay, so. What I know your opinion because you're a big Warriors guy. I know you're a big Warriors guy. You're gonna go what? Warriors in 6 or 6?
Warriors in 6
I'm saying Warriors got this, but like it's not gonna be easy for them just because of the fact that they got Mark Eden as a center and he's taller than Will Chamberlain too. So he's gonna give them issues. It's not like they got an undersized center for that matchup.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to rely on Curry.
I feel like the combo, Kevin Durant, Steph, Wilt, Clay, Chris Mullin, like that's too much. That's too much. I feel like it could be done in 5. That's how I feel.
I'm gonna give it 6. But hey, at least we're agreeing. We both know the Warriors got this matchup though.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the East now. Let's do the first round in the East, and then we'll go to the second round for the West, and then bounce back. We got Boston, the 61 and 21 first seed in the East. Bob Cousy, Sam Jones, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Bill Russell, Kevin Garnett, Tom Hizon, John Havlicek, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo. Am I forgetting anyone?
I think you said everyone. Who's the point guard that played back in the day for the Celtics?
There's Casey Jones, Sam Jones, Bob Cousy.
I play with him all the time in 2K. Jojo White. Is he?
Jojo White. Oh my God.
He's a killer.
He's a killer. We got Boston against Chicago.
Oh.
Yeah, so Jordan dropped 60-something, high 60s again against Boston in this playoffs. Should he do it again?
He would have to do it for more than one game.
More than one game, too? Like on some Jamal Murray? Like,
yeah, bro. He would have to do something because the Celtics have a lot of pieces. Bro. Bob Cousy, first Larry Bird, and Bill Russell. Bill Russell got 11 rings. Like,
Bill Russell's this is the argument I'll do. Bill Russell was like 6'9", 6'10", and yes, he's a defensive monster. But when you got someone like Artis Gilmore in this matchup, 7'2", it could be a little bit of a problem. It could be a little bit of a problem. I'm not saying that's gonna make Chicago win, but like that could be something that could affect like it being like a sweep or a 5-game series. I think this could low key. Jordan's gonna make this be 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, Jordan single-handedly can make a series go 6 or 7.
6, 7.
Yeah,
he's not going down with a fight, and I feel like prime Derrick Rose can help too, because he's fast, and Bob Cousy's fast too. So that's going to be a good matchup. The one that I'm interested is the Scottie Pippen, Larry Bird one. If Larry Bird takes over, it's over. But if Scotty's locking him up time after time, it might be different.
Yeah, I feel like it will go 7, but if it goes 7. Chicago in 7.
That's what I'm saying. Chicago can still do this, bro. I don't know.
If it goes 7, Chicago has it in 7 because Jordan isn't letting that go. Nah, it's Michael Jordan, bro.
Yeah. So Chicago in 7.
Yeah.
Chicago in 7. I'm with it. I'm with it. We gotta get Michael Jordan his ring. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, You got Milwaukee, who are 53-29. Oscar Robertson, Sidney Moncrief. What's his name now? Bob Dandridge, I think. Bob Dandridge, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and this guy Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, if you had some coffee, what you gonna do? Put some Kareem on it. So I mean, but
oh my goodness, what are you supposed to do with that? It's Oscar, Kareem, and Giannis.
That big three is like the definition of what you want your big three to be. Like a guy that can shoot and slash, a guy that's like a freak of nature that can slash, be defensive, everything, and then you got a center that can do it all. Like you got like a good player for each like part of the court.
And is Ray Allen on there too for Milwaukee?
Ray Allen, I think he'd be he is on it. I just don't know if he'd be like in the second rotation. Let's see.
Yeah.
Marcus Johnson. His name is Marcus Johnson.
Marcus Johnson.
Not bad. He's 92 rated. He's pretty good in 2K, at least in that standards. Ray Allen's their 6-man. They got Michael Redd, Ben Baker, Bob Dandridge, Terry Cummins, Chris Middleton makes it. Oh, wow. Chris Middleton makes it at least. You get him on the bench. He can shoot. They got my boy John McLaughlin, little white guy that can shoot. Yeah, I mean, it's Milwaukee, and we're facing them up against Washington. Gilbert Arenas, John Wall, Bradley Beal, Caron Butler, Antoine Jameson, Wes Unseld, Elvin Hayes.
Oh, that's where. See, that's
Chris
where
Webber too. Chris Webber probably is like their 6-man.
Okay, that's where I give the edge to Milwaukee though, just because Wes Unseld is, I think he's 6'7" or 6'8".
6'7", and Elvin Hayes is 6'8" or 6'9". Size wise, that matchup they're gonna get screwed over.
Yeah, it's Kareem, Giannis down there. Like it might be too much.
Yeah, like Washington can get a game or two.
Yeah.
Not 3, but I feel like Washington with Bradley Beal or Gilbert Arenas, one of them can heat up one game. It could all be done. You can't do anything, but you got Oscar Robertson, man. This guy's good on defense too, and Giannis and Kareem, like they're all offensive and defensive. I feel like this matchup's just too much.
Yeah. I feel like Bucks in 6. I'll give your Wizards some love. Bucks in 6 though.
Man, it's good Wizards, man. I'm more of a Knicks fan. This Wizards, like, they made it here. I feel like that they can be one of those teams like the Brooklyn Nets this season. They're like, we're glad to be here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, can we agree on probably Milwaukee in 5?
Yeah, no, we can agree on that. Milwaukee
in 5. Okay, let's do Milwaukee in 5. Next matchup. This is a pretty interesting, nice matchup. You got the Philadelphia 76ers, who are 49-33. They got Maurice Cheeks, Allen Iverson, Dr. J, Moses Malone, Will Chamberlain.
That's a lot of offense. That's a lot.
In my opinion, I wrote it here, is like A is their only consistent score.
Yeah.
But on defense, their defense is going to be.
I don't know. Dr. J, he was putting up numbers. He was putting up numbers.
He can't, but I feel like the way this team would work is like you need Iverson works more ISO. And back in Philly, you know what I mean? So, like, you got to understand the player styles. They got to mesh. So I'm thinking about it in a sense, like, because Dr. J probably be like, you know, have you played 2K enough that you got like the first team option, second team option, third team option thing on the rotations? I feel like Dr. J would be slid on second, but I feel like it'd be a situation where you have Iverson scoring like 30 points, but Dr. J doing like 19 to 22, like that area. He's gonna get his points, but it's not like he's gonna be able to go off if Iverson's hogging the ball up. If I'm wrong on that, and Dr. J's more of a like aggressive and takes the ball away from AI type stuff.
No, he's not that type of person that's going to take
exactly.
Come on, so yeah, AI is probably the only consistent offense. Like every
defense is crazy with Chamberlain and Moses Malone, and their reboundings too. Though, like that big guy duo, it's gonna battle against any big guy duo over here. I feel like.
Yeah.
They're battling against do they have Detroit Pistons?
Ooh.
What'd you say, my G?
I was gonna say, do they have Embiid, like the Sixers?
Embiid's their backup center, bro.
Oh. Yeah.
Ben Simmons on the bench.
Wow.
You can even put Jimmy on the bench.
Yeah, give us Jimmy.
What's his name? George McGinnis is on the bench.
Yeah.
Andrew Iguodala's on the bench. Those Iggy teams in Philly when he was like giving a fight to Dwight Howard in Orlando in the first round of the playoffs, like Iguodala was doing it back then. They're battling Detroit. Big shot Chauncey Billups, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Grant Hill, Mark Aguirre, Blake Griffin, Bill Lambier, Dennis Rodman. What's his name? What's the starting power forward though? Because Blake Griffin don't start for them. I'm blanking on this right now.
Oh, it's Lanier. Lanier starts.
Lanier. I think Lanier's their starting center, but who would be their starting power forward? Because I'm blanking on it right now. Because unless they do like Grant Hill and
unless they start Grant Hill, yeah, unless they start Grant Hill at power forward. But then they're really
it's loading up for me. I got it here. Let's see what it is.
Well, they could start Ben Wallace.
Yes, it's Ben Wallace. It's Ben Wallace. Wow, how could I forget? They start Ben Wallace at power forward.
Yeah.
They start Ben Wallace at power forward, which is really nice defensively because him and Bob Lanier, their height and everything, their strength.
Yeah.
Dave Vane was with them. Rip Hamilton, Jerry Stackhouse. This series is not a pushover because I feel like you can tell me like, okay, with the bigs that Philly's got, they're gonna be the more aggressive team. It's still Detroit basketball, bro. They got a lot of the pieces from that Jordan Rule era. Like I feel like this team would be the dirtiest team out of all the teams that's here, and they would not be one to mess with.
Yeah. No, I feel
what
like
do you think? What do you think?
I'm a diehard Sixer fan too, but Pistons would beat us. Pistons will get us.
You think the Pistons got you guys? No AI Iverson saving the day. I feel like AI could carry you guys to the. Me being honest, I give it to the Sixers in 6.
Yeah.
When I look at it, Detroit's like such a grit and grind and tough defensive team, but offensive options. Who are you going to depend on for scoring? You're really going to depend on Joe Dumars or Isaiah Thomas or Chauncey Billups. And your small forward is going to have to be Grant Hill. Grant Hill was a dog. That's one person. But their power forward and center aren't the most. You got Ben Wallace, who's defensive. Bob Lanier is not a go-to guy on offense.
Yeah, true. No, that's true.
I feel like Philly's got more offense than Detroit. That's my viewpoint. So that's why I'll give it to Philly in 6.
Philly in 6.
Now, if one of the Detroit Pistons guys
I feel like it
elbows
will
a guy,
go 7. I feel like it will go 7 though.
7? Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Unless one of the Pistons guys elbows like AI before one of the games in the series or something. Like, I think Philly will prevail in the end, at least this time.
Yeah, at least this time. They'll make it past. Yeah, all right. They can make it past the first round, but
we'll see how
it's gonna be tough.
goes.
It's gonna be tough.
The last matchup we got on the East, we got the Atlanta Hawks versus my diehard New York Knicks. So let's go with Atlanta first. Atlanta, you start Trae Young and point guard. You get as your centers, you could do Moses Malone. Power forward, you got Bob Pettit. Shooting guard, you get Dominique Wilkins, and shooting guard, you could do. I prefer Joe Johnson, low key, ISO Joe. But like ratings wise, it would have to be Lou Hudson. The Knicks, you get. The Knicks, you get Walt Frazier, Willis Reed as power forward with Carmelo as a small forward. You get Patrick Ewing as your center, and your shooting guard is Richie Guerin. He's from back, like, even before Willis Reed. I never heard of him, like, or really, like, seen highlights of him. But he's a 93 rated, so he gets the nod.
Okay.
This matchup, in my opinion, is honestly going to depend more, like, on their bench.
On the bench, right? Because, wait, how many teams did Moses Malone play for? He's on every team.
He was in Atlanta, Houston, and in Philly. Those are the only 3 teams he's been in his career.
Does Atlanta have Josh Smith?
Let's see.
I'm giving the edge to Atlanta. They have
Josh Smith. Technically isn't in the game for them, but like he could be up there. I say Josh Smith could be up there, low key.
Yeah.
You got people like Doc Rivers as their backup, Steve Smith. Pete Maravich is on it on Atlanta too, but it wasn't like prime time Pete Maravich. It was like youngling trying to become prime time Pete Maravich. He was the best. His better version was more in Utah, but like he played for Atlanta too. He played for Atlanta too. But the next we get people like what's his name? The guy Clyde Drexler. Not Walt Frazier. Earl the Pro Monroe. You get Earl the Pro Monroe for the Knicks. Bernard King. You get Kristaps Porzingis. He's technically on the roster. You can do Dave the Busher. You can do Michael Ray Richardson, Latrell Sprewell.
A lot of people don't know about Michael Ray Richardson.
Yo, I think we kind of caught off. Can you hear me now?
Disconnected.
I disconnected. Can you hear me though?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
All right. I apologize. I peeped the midway through what I was saying. Okay. But yeah, the Knicks got people. The Knicks got an okay bench. I wouldn't say it's like a subpar bench, but Atlanta doesn't have a crazy bench either.
Yeah.
What you think? I'm gonna let you talk first because I'm a Knicks fan. I don't want to sound biased.
Honestly, after hearing the lineups and the bench again, I would give the edge to the Knicks. They got Michael Ray Richardson, Bernard King, and Amari Stoudemire off the bench.
Amari Stoudemire too, and you can even put Tyson Chandler when he was Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. So I'm giving the edge to New York.
I say it goes to 6 or 7. New York.
Yeah, I was gonna say New York has it in 6.
Because Atlanta also got Cliff Hagan, 91 rated. And Joe Caldwell's kind of high rated. But I feel like the problem with Atlanta would be like their shooting, I guess you could call it. Because unless Trae Young is on one of his nights, then you're not going to depend for Dominique or Lou Hudson to be the shooters that they aren't.
Yeah.
That could be the one major like flaw, I guess, I can think of.
Yeah, plus another one is Trae Young's defense. He's not a good defender now, so it's like it'd be hard for him. Be too hard for him.
Exactly. All right, so let's agree. Knicks in 6 or 7. 6 or 7.
I'm going 6.
All right, now we analyzed the first round matchups. Let's go on to the second round matchups really quickly. Pretty much, we're going to start off with the Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors.
Wow. I think that's going to either 6 or 7. But the Lakers still have too much for them. Like, in my opinion, the Lakers still have too much for them.
All right. Hey, I feel like low-key, this is what I think the series would be. The Warriors will be winning 3-1. And then the Lakers come back or something. They'll be up like 2-0 or like 2-1 or something like that.
Yeah, this series is all LA, bro. All LA. Steph,
it's kind of interesting. You got a Chamberlain versus Chamberlain matchup. I don't know how you say who's got the bigger edge on that. Problem is the other team's got Shaquille O'Neal, George McCann, and Kareem. In comparison, the other guy that they can throw at them is Nate Thurman as a big guy, or Draymond Green if you want to be risky and like. Because who you think wins in a matchup with Shaquille O'Neal and Draymond Green, bro?
Shaq. It's
Shaq. So it's like, you kind of gotta look at it as like, damn, we gotta pull something. Because if Katie can go off, Curry or Klay Thompson, but the Lakers are gonna have an answer for everything. Even if they're firing on all cylinders, I feel like the Lakers would have an answer for everything.
Yeah, and the Lakers still have Pau Gasol off the bench, like
Goodrich, James Harden, Big Game James.
It's too much.
It's a little unfair. Like it's like the rich get richer type mentality. You know what I mean? Like they got so many pieces. We gave him LeBron too. Like, like LeBron gonna look at KD and be like, "Hey, bro, don't even try it. Like I got this."
Yeah, like it's only so much those individual players could do. KD, I could see KD winning a game for him, and then Steph get hot and win a game for him. But other than that, there's nothing you could do. Like
exactly
against all of them.
So what are we saying? Lakers and what then?
6.
And 6? Yeah, I see that. 6. It's not going to be a full-on sweep. It's not going to be a sweep. They'll battle through it. How about we had Sacramento beating the Clippers, so it's going to be Sacramento versus the Houston Rockets.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Oscar Robertson going to be having James Harden locked up. That's the one thing I want to make clear. This man ain't not.
Nah, he definitely will. Yeah, he definitely will.
And
But I feel
and
like
he's gonna be scoring on James Harden. Like James Harden's been better in defense, but he's still not like a god tier defender.
yeah,
So I feel like Robertson would just mollywop that man. I'm trying to
uh,
think. With other matchups, you could say Hakeem and Yao Ming would be a little bit too much for the Marcus Cousins and Chris Webber.
yeah. But
Which
even if Oscar locks up James Harden, somebody has to guard T Mac.
or Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like somebody has to guard one of the
Because you could put Mitch Richmond isn't the greatest defender on the perimeter, and then you get people like what's his name? I'm blanking now.
But
Pedro
you have
Stojakovic isn't gonna be the best defender on the perimeter. So whoever's like they're it's like whoever offense on them. You know what I mean? They'll just alternate like Drexler, Harden, and McGrady. Drexler, Harden, and McGrady. And you still got Hakeem on the post. Like he will be doing the dream shakes every now and then with someone like Cousins or Weber on him.
yeah.
I don't know. I think we have to both. Well, I'm gonna say Houston's got this. It'll be like 5 or 6.
I agree. 5 or 6 Houston. Because it's still Yao Ming, Hakeem, and they have Moses Malone. Like plus T
Hey,
Mac.
Blotted D-Bag will put up a fight. Blotted D-Bag will
He'll put up a fight, but against 3 centers, he can't do much against 3.
They get me off the bench.
Yeah. I keep forgetting about him. Yeah, that's
Wait,
4.
I think Moses is on the bench for Houston too, because he did play for Houston. I'm gonna Google. I'm because if I'm wrong on this, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure he did play in with before Drexler went to Houston.
Nah, yeah, Moses played in Houston for certain. For certain.
Okay. So damn, they got Moses Malone and Dikembe Mutombo on their bench. Yeah. I gotta give it to Houston. Yeah, okay. So. Yeah, he did play for Houston. You're right. All right. The next matchup that we will do, we did Chicago. So we got Chicago versus New York. The rivalry continues back in the Jordan era.
Ooh. I hate to put your Knicks down, man.
Bro, this is gonna be 6 or 5 games, bro. This is gonna be 6 or 5 games. I feel like. Or actually, no, it could be. It could maybe be 7 if Carmelo has the one game that he just drops like 40 or something.
Yeah,
for them.
Like it could be 7. You're right. It could be, but
it could be 7. But it's still at the end of the day, I can't see the Knicks getting past Michael Jordan. It's just been like our dynasty for our whole life so far. So yeah.
I feel like Jordan, Pippen, and that prime Derrick Rose. Like that trio is enough. Plus the Jimmy Butler coming off the bench.
Luol Deng,
Deng.
Noah, Carlos Booth. They got some pieces. They got a bench. I feel like they got a better bench than New York. Besides a person like Bernard King or Mari Stoudemire, maybe they'd be like the one people that they could make a difference on the Knicks bench. But besides that, it's looking iffy. So Bulls in 7. I'll say Bulls in 7.
Bulls in 7. All right, we could agree on that. We can agree on that.
Bulls in 7. I'll say Bulls in 7. The Bulls will be facing the winner of Philly and Milwaukee.
Ooh,
this is interesting because I was pre-seeing this earlier was like we probably gonna have Boston, Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's gonna lose. Milwaukee, I feel like let's first talk about Milwaukee and Philly, but I feel like whoever wins of these two could put up a fight with the Bulls. That's my viewpoint.
Yeah, for certain. But my thing is this though. It's still Oscar. First of all, the Bucks defense is just insane. Like
it really is.
Like they have Oscar Robertson,
Sidney Moncrief with Giannis and Marquez Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They're all more than better than the average on defense at least.
Yeah, they're very good defenders. So because of that, and the fact that Philly just has like AI mainly to handle the ball.
Dr. J can do stuff too. Maurice Cheeks is not going to be the most aggressive scorer, but he'll get his buckets. I feel like this is easily a 6-7 game series when you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But Kareem, I feel like can we say Kareem would baby Will Chamberlain or not?
No, we can say that.
I feel like he kind of would at least post game moves because Will Chamberlain was more broad, straight, and just like overpowering you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kareem in the post versus Wilt. The edges to Kareem, man.
I'll give it to I'm trying to think. Maybe
And then Philly has to give an answer for Giannis. Like
Dr. J could guard him, but if Giannis just gets too lanky and tries to like just go for like if he's managed to slip, it's not on Dr. J's fault because what honestly it's not even Dr. J only. You would have to do like a miniature wall, not like a full wall like they do for you would have to try to play with something for that matchup because Moses Malone and Will Chamberlain are too slow for Giannis, in my opinion. So you can't throw them at him. You can't throw Iverson. Iverson's 6 foot. If you put Maurice Cheeks, he's not gonna do much. He's 6'2". Dr. J is gonna have to take care of that at first, and then they'll have to figure that out. That's a crazy matchup that they can exploit because at least Maurice Cheeks, I feel like, could take care of Robertson a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, he'll slow him down, but it still won't be enough at the end of the day.
And Chamberlain's not going to be a pushover exactly. Like he's going to get his buckets, his blocks, his rebounds. But I feel like at the end, like Jabbar is the one that comes on top.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah, Milwaukee in 7. We saying?
Or
6 or 5?
6. Yeah, I was going to say 6.
Yeah. Okay. We can do Milwaukee in 6 then. Or
6.
I see it 7 low key because you still got AI with Dr. J. And you got people like Charles Barkley too on their bench. Or wait, should we? I feel like they should be starting Charles Barkley. He's just not in 2K, so I forgot about Charles Barkley. Moses probably, man. Moses has a power. Okay, no, because I mean, would you rather have Moses and Wilt Chamberlain or Charles Barkley and Wilt Chamberlain and have like Moses and Joel Embiid on the bench?
Yeah, we could do the Moses and Joel Embiid on the bench. All right.
Because then Charles Barkley, that's the factor that he's Charles Barkley, the round man of the rebound, and Charles Barkley's not. I feel like he could guard Giannis back in his prime, low key.
Yeah,
he probably could be one to guard Giannis in his prime. It'll make the team much smaller, but it doesn't matter when you have someone like Chamberlain down low. It matters when you're facing both Kareem and Giannis down low, though. So yeah, and then I still see Milwaukee prevailing in 7. That's just my opinion.
All right, yeah, Milwaukee in 7.
Word. What do you think about the Lakers versus the? Lakers versus Houston. What you got? Who you got? I got Lakers.
I got Lakers. They got too much, bro.
Yeah,
they got too much.
Like I feel like Houston's the only team in the West that can face the Lakers and say, you got bigs, man. I ain't worried about that. We got bigs. Like they actually would be able to challenge and mess around with Shaq and Kareem and all the bigs the Lakers bring to the table. Anthony Davis too. We didn't even mention Anthony Davis for the Lakers, bro.
So let's say like this. The Lakers and the Houston bigs even out, right? Let's just say they cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Houston still has to give an answer for Harden. For Magic, Kobe, and Bron. Like they had to do something for Magic, Kobe, and Bron. Yeah. So it's
one thing I will say is the fact that you got 3 shooting guards means that you could on defense be like, just switch honestly all the time, or just be like, hey, if it's not working with this matchup, we can just try this later in the game because you have people that are like around like 6'5", 6'7", and 6'8", so like you can alternate with whoever you want. Because the problem is Magic Johnson too tall for James Harden. You don't want James Harden to guard Magic Johnson. It's just gonna be like the type pass over him easily.
Yeah,
but I give it to the Lakers. I feel like this series could be 6.
Could be 6. Yep.
I'll say Lakers.
I was going to say Lakers in 6.
And just then for
Houston's offense can do something. They can do something.
Exactly. I feel like Lakers still bring a better bench than the Houston.
By far.
The other thing. That's the other thing. The bench will play a factor for the rest and stamina and all those other factors. In the East, we got Chicago versus Milwaukee. Chicago versus Milwaukee. That's our Eastern Conference Finals.
Chicago, Milwaukee.
I already am. I know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I might have. I don't even know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna disagree with you, and I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's shocking. Because you gotta think about it. Milwaukee just had a a tough series with Philly, and Bulls would kill Philly. So
Yeah.
That's why I got the Bulls, and it will go 7. I believe it'll go 7.
I know at least that will go 7, but I feel like it's like in this series is like in the same version of the Warriors having KD in the last time they faced LeBron in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You got one team with like the crazier big three when you got one team with mostly like one main person, and then all the other pieces, they're good because you got Derrick Rose, Scottie Pippen, and everything. But I don't know. I feel like Milwaukee would be difficult for Jordan at first.
Yeah, because they're just so big. Yeah.
And then people like Ray Allen on the bench, like that's just an automatic 6-man weapon. Milwaukee's bench isn't as good as Chicago's bench. I will give you that. So that I don't know, man.
If it
you gotta sell me on like Chicago for me to agree with you.
If it goes 7, why wouldn't you want the ball in Michael Jordan's hands? If it goes 7.
Okay. Because I hate myself for doing this. I'm going against Michael Jordan, but like I feel like Milwaukee would have something to, I don't know. I feel like they could do an upset here because it's crazy. We have a 2 seed versus an 8 seed in this matchup, but even though the 8 seed is the one, like I don't know, man. I'm generally let's go Chicago in 7. I'll give Chicago in 7 because I know whoever won this matchup wasn't going to matter from our result afterwards. Because you're going to tell, all right, so me now in Chicago beating Lakers, bro. Like, what are we going to do with this?
Lakers got it, bro.
It's both LeBron and Kobe versus Michael Jordan. It's not Giannis, Kareem, and Oscar. It's LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. And then you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar again, if you forgot.
And Shaq. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's Lakers, bro. Lakers. Unfortunately, it could go 5. It could be over in 5. Realistically,
I feel like it could be 5 or 6 easily.
Yeah.
To be honest, you're right on that because talent gap isn't the greatest in this situation.
Plus, the Bulls bench and the Lakers bench is not the same.
Yeah. I feel like it's more like a March Madness Cinderella run for the Bulls than an actual like title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
they're just happy to be there.
It's still pretty because if this was the regular, like these were actual teams right now, and this was like the real results, right? You know what I'm saying? The fact they made the finals as an 8th seed, it is pretty crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of shook that they're an 8th seed. This matchup kind of favored Chicago a little bit because they faced who they faced in this. They faced New York in the second round, for example. And you froze again, I think. Okay, now we're gonna end it after this.
Whoa, what's happening?
My bad, it kind of froze.
Oh, all right.
That's all good. That's all good. So I was just saying it's kind of crazy that you have like an 8th seed winning, or like just the fact they made it to the finals.
Yeah,
it's kind of. Who would you say who you think would be your MVP for the Lakers?
I feel like when the lights come on, Kobe's going to shine, bro.
Kobe. We'll give Kobe. We'll give Kobe the MVP Finals all-time trophy, whatever we'll call it. Yeah. If we had to do a 3rd place game between Houston and Milwaukee, who do you think would get the 3rd place?
Ooh, that's a good matchup. I would give Milwaukee the edge on that one, though.
I think low-key Milwaukee would have it because the fact that they got Kareem and Giannis could easily subtract the whole issue of Yao Ming and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in their life can agree that they'd be happy with their team having Hakeem Olajuwon and Yao Ming as their power forward center. That'd be pretty crazy in today's NBA. It would subtract the whole point of like 3-point shooting small ball. Like that'd be pretty funny if it would happen. But I give it to Milwaukee. I give it to Milwaukee at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts or comments you want to add about our bracket all-time tournament?
I was just shocked that what What team didn't make it?
What
That I thought
team?
would have made it?
OKC. You confused about OKC? They were the 11th seed in the West.
11.
The
Wow.
the worst
I
team
was
in the worst team
OKC.
in the West. The worst team in the West was Dallas, and the worst team in the East was Indiana.
Ooh, Indiana.
I was confused as to how Charlotte did a 15 seed. That no offense to Charlotte, it's just like they've only been around for so little in comparison, so they don't even have like that crazy of a roster. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think any crazy teams that we might be missing because Minnesota doesn't make it.
Orlando. Magic.
Huh? They were like the 10th in the East. Their lineup doesn't work that well because Dwight Howard and Shaq don't co-assist as a power forward center, really.
That's true. That's true.
They got Tracy and they got Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was Dennis Scott as their shooting guard. I can look it up real quick because I'm actually intrigued. But yeah, I was surprised at the results, to be honest. What's your opinion? Because I didn't think Chicago would actually end up being like an 8th seed.
Yeah. When I saw that, I said, "What? 8th seed, Michael Jordan, 8th seed." I was shocked that Cleveland got the 9th seed.
Yeah.
Like I was like, "What?"
Yeah, Orlando ain't that good, to be honest, on paper. Because it's Penny Hardaway, McGrady, O'Neal, Dwight Howard. Nikola Vucevic makes it because, I mean, he's a stud, to be honest. Rashard Lewis, Hedo Turkoglu, Grant Hill, but he wasn't like prime Grant Hill. Scott Skiles, you get what I mean? So I can see that team not being the best successful in the regular season. When you're playing like the Lakers and the Celtics, like 8 times.
Not much you could do after that.
Yeah. Anything else before we end the episode, my brother?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
we did it all.
We did an hour and 6 minutes, which is not bad at all in comparison to other episodes. Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Whether you're listening on SoundCloud or on YouTube, thank you so much. Dontae, I want to say thank you again for being on the podcast. It means a lot to me, my brother.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really happy that I got to got you on the podcast and talk basketball, yo.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
That's what's up. My people, peace out.
Peace out, bro.